Hey, mommy. Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello, can you guys see me? Can you hear me better today? Somebody let me know. I just want to check and make sure because I had to set the computer up kind of differently. So if you can hear me, let me know. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Does that sound better? It doesn't sound muffled or anything like that. I'm not going in and out unless I move. Okay. Okay. Yes. I know what it was, the USB where I had the camera in last time was kind of rickety, and I had to move the USB of the camera, so that's what it was last time. So I had to troubleshoot, but it's okay now. Last night, did you guys get all of my announcements? So one thing I wanted to tell you guys, and I may have a kid walk in and out the video, so if they don't want to go upstairs, so excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Did you guys get everything? I wanted to make sure you got the announcement about the labs. All of the labs and all of the lab videos should be on the labs themselves. So when you go and click on the labs, you're gonna see that I changed all of the names. Those are the ones that you need to do. What I have done is put on there how you should write up the labs. The lab shouldn't be no more than 2 to 3 pages. Do not write a whole lot. You got the labs. You just have to watch the videos. They'll explain everything to you. That's all you have to do. As far as your final lab practicum, you do not have to do that. Let me remind you, you don't have to do your final practicum. I just made the labs more. So instead of 5 points, they're worth 15 points. And so I just distribute that so that that can make up for the final lab practicum. I'll probably be putting the midterm practicum grades on later on today or this weekend. So I got them graded. I just have to put the grades in. So I will put them on later. You do not have a final lab practicum. You just have to do your write-ups for your labs. What else? Your concept maps for 16 and 17 should already be open. So I opened those last night. Your quizzes for chapter 16 and 17. Those are going to open up around 10:30 or 11 today. I got them up, they just haven't opened yet. So they are coming, they're going to open soon. Now, your test, your exam is going to be next Thursday. You will have all day Thursday to do it. I'm just going to come on and explain to you what you need to do for the test. These next 2 meetings, we're just going to review. So since I want to make sure everybody can see the board, we're going to go over some review material for the test, what to expect. Now, as far as that, you guys should already have your study guide for chapter 16 and 17. It is up already. What I'm going to do is there are some worksheets that are already up. I think it's one that deals with buffers. You should look at that worksheet. So I have those worksheets up for the rest of the semester. Look at those worksheets. As far as your assignments on Newton and Pearson, I am not going to put those due until the end of April, right before finals. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to take some of those assignments out because that's a lot of assignments. I am not going to give you all of that. I don't care if you are sitting at home. I'm not going to do that. So what I am going to do is I'm going to dwindle those down and make sure that you have what you need. Your final exam, like I said, I don't know if we're going to be back at school or not, but what Dr. Craig has done is gave me a list of topics that you should cover for the exam. It's going to be set up online and it's going to look like a standardized test. It's not one, but it's going to look like one. And those topics, I'm going to give you hints on those topics later. And I'll tell you what some of those topics would be. I will give you some hints on that. And I'm going to give you the assignments based on those topics. So that's what I'm going to do. He sent the list to me on like yesterday. So I'm going to look at that list and base the assignments on those topics that he gave me from the test. Like I said, I don't know how the test look. I'm not going to ever probably even look at the test until I actually physically give it to somebody. But he gave me the topics, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'll give you a list of that and give you some hints about that. Trying to see if there's anything else. I think that's all. What I want to do is I'm going to sit down for just a few minutes because I'm going to get my kids riled. I'm going to come right back because they running around a little bit. And I'm going to give you guys a worksheet and we're going to work a few problems and that's what we're going to do. So today and Tuesday, we're going to do major review. So just give me about 2 minutes. Let me get them corralled and then I'll be right back so that I can start working some problems with you. Just give me about 1 or 2 minutes, okay? All right, you guys, I'm back. Thank you for that. On your screen, let me grab a calculator, my eraser, and a marker. On your screen, let me know if you see that chemistry worksheet that says pH and POH calculations. Okay. All right. Now, what we're going to do is with this sheet, and I'm going to send this out because this sheet has the answers on it, but I want to work through a few of those so you guys can see how to actually work this. And I hate I can't do this in person, but let me find a marker somewhere. Okay. So that you can see how to work these. Okay. The reason why I have to hide my markers because if I show you guys, if y'all look over at my closet door, my kids have written all over the wall, so I have to hide my markers. Anyway, that works. Okay, so take a look at the sheet. Now, um, what I want you guys to do is we're going to go through now on each line of this sheet because this is a part of the test that I'm going to give you that you're going to have to send back in. I'm going to put it in a Word document and you're going to have to resubmit that so that I can grade it. So first part of your test is going to be multiple choice. So let me put this over here for test 2. It's going to be time. And the time is going to be about, I think, 80 minutes. So that's how long our class is. 80 minutes. And then what it is, you're going to have 40 to 50 multiple choice questions, true, false, and then matching. Now, one of the things that I'm gonna have to look at and make sure that I work out now, with doing this particular type of test, with this one of the problems that I see when I try to give this test in Canvas is that some of the subscripts don't work out that well in the superscripts. So what you may see something that say sub or either SUP, and you may see them in little marks like this. It just means a superscript or a subscript. Now, what I'm going to do is you're going to answer it on Canvas because I'm going to upload it to Canvas. But what I'm also going to do, I'm also going to send a PDF of the test. So you're going to have a PDF of the test, and the test is also going to be on Canvas. So you're going to answer it on Canvas, but you can print it out so you can actually see, and you're going to be able to mark your answer. So that's the only way that I could come up with it. So you're going to get a PDF copy of the test, but when I put it in Canvas, if I can work out, because that's one of the things that we having problems with, is the subscripts for the chemicals and all of that stuff. So I'm just trying to make sure we can work out the subs and stuff. This is a subscript and the superscript. So if we can work that out and it shows better, I won't send out the PDF. But what I'm gonna have to do is send out a PDF of the test so that you can see it better. So it'll be posted so you can see it, but you're gonna need to answer it on Canvas. So it's gonna be timed. 80 minutes. So when I send out the PDF, it's only going to be available for those 80 minutes. So so you got 80 minutes to put the answers in and work it out. That's all what you have. So it's only going to be up on Canvas for that time. So when you take the test, you're going to take it during class time, and I'll have the PDF up there so that you guys can see it. But after you take the test, it goes away. So that's pretty much what it is with that. So you'll be able to see it, but you need to answer it on Canvas. So that's that. Now, for this other part that we're going over today, you're going to submit that to me. You can take all day with that. With that part, you're going to have an ice table. You're going to have a chart like you see here, pH. So you're going to have a little chart like that to do, an ice table. And I mean, the ice tables is going to probably be 1 to 2 ice tables, a little pH, POH chart. And I think basically that is going to be it. Now, you're going to have to submit this part by 11:59 that night. So you're going to have 2 parts of it. So you're going to take one part that morning. I'm going to try to see if I open it up all day and try to make it easier for you guys. But the other part of it, it got to be submitted by 11:59 that night. So the other part, you're going to have to sit down and do that because it has to be done in that day. So that part can be submitted at any time, just as long as you submit it by 11:59 p.m. So the exam is April 2nd. That's what it is. Like I said, this particular sheet I will send out. I will send out some examples of the ice table, and we'll go over those on Tuesday. Just because I don't have enough workspace, but I want you to know how to work the pH and the POH calculation. So if you got any questions, drop me an email. I was trying to get online last night, but my internet was acting kind of wonky, and then the boys didn't go to sleep. But if you got any questions, send me an email, let me know. If I have to set up a private Zoom with you, I can to go over stuff, just let me know. Because I can do it possibly when the boys are down for a nap. So just let me know, send me an email, and then I'll send you a time to see if we can just, if we need to do a group Zoom or whatever, just let me know. So make sure you got all of this and written all of this down. We're going to look at this sheet right here and go over it. Yes, Chloe, that will work. Yes, you can keep the PDF of the test for yourself, but you need to answer it on Canvas. So yes, that is correct. So you can do that. So yeah. Anybody else had questions? But yes, you can answer it on the PDF. You can keep that PDF as a copy for yourself. That'll be fine. I have no problems with that. And then you just answer the questions on Canvas. So that'll be fine too. All right. All right. Everybody got this because I'm about to erase this, and we're going to go through and work through this pH, POH calculation sheet. All right, pH, POH. So each one of these have just one thing on there. What else? If we do test corrections, that's what we would need for the corrected for the final exams. Yes. And let me see how we're gonna do that because for the PDF part of it, what I probably have to do is scan it and send you your test on that. So I would do that. So yes. Now, you will possibly also need your test for your final exam. Yes, that's correct. So I will, that's why I say you can get the PDF version of that so that you can keep that for your final exam. So some of those questions may be on your final exam or something like that on your final exam. So yes, that's correct. So you will get a chance to keep the test. That's correct. All right, so let's just look at row number 1. So we got a pH of 3.78. And then they ask you what is H3O plus, what they ask you for. So that's basically asking you for concentration. They're asking you for the pOH, and then they're asking you for the OH minus, and then whether or not it's an acid or a base or neutral. Now, since the pH is 3.78, you can already answer that last part. So looking at that, you know that this is an acid. Now, how do you get the pOH? Well, that's simple. You just do this. You know that pH plus pOH is equal to 14. So only thing you got to do is just subtract, and you got to solve for pOH. So pOH is equal to 14 minus 3.78. And if you do that for that one, that should give you 14 minus 3.78. Okay, hold on, guys. My calculator died on me. Just opening up the calculator app on the computer. Scientific 14 minus 3.78, and that gives you 10.22. So your pOH is 10.22. All right, now what do we do? How do we solve and get these two right here? So what you do with these on your calculator, you gotta raise these 10 to the negative 3.78, and this one 10 to the negative 10.22. And that's how you get your H3O plus and your OH minus. So you need to do that on your calculator. I need to put the batteries in my calculator. Size. Hey, Dee, you got your calculator on you? Hey, Dee, you got your calculator? Okay. I don't have a calculator laying around here. That's okay. I'm gonna find some batteries. Okay, hold on just a second, you guys. Let me find another calculator so that I can put that answer up there and show you guys how to do this. All right, guys, sorry about that. I had to go find a calculator. So what you do is you raise this, and if you can see this calculator right here, you go 10 to the negative 3.78. And when you raise it to the 10 to the negative 0.378, you're going to get 0.000, and I'm going to put 165. So if I put that in scientific notation, 1.6 times 1.65 times 10 to the negative 4 for that. So the only thing you got to do is on your calculator, take 10 and you raise it to the negative of, let's see, 10.22. And for that one, this one gives me scientific notation, and this one is 6.02. And I'm just going to put times 10 to the negative 11th power. And so that's how you do that particular line. So that's what you do. So you got 3.78, 1.65 times 10 to the negative 4, 10.22, 6.02 times 10 to the negative 11, and you know that is an acid. All right, let's see if we can do one that's a little bit harder. Let's go with the second line. I want to make sure everybody understand how to do that, because you got to learn how to put this in with your calculator, because you may even have that ice problem, and with that particular ice problem that you have to do this as well. So right now I want to make sure that you're comfortable with the calculations and how to do the calculations themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase this one, and then I'm just going to put on the side, this one is line number 1, because we may skip around on the sheet because I want you guys to work out on the sheet. All right, let's do line number 1, 2. Let's do line number 3. Start off easy, and then we're going to do a hard line. Okay, line number 3. So line number 3 is basically we got the POH of 5.19. So I'm just going to put it in red. 5.19 is the POH. Now, use the same thing down here. pH plus POH is 14. And in this case, we're going to do 14 minus 5.19. 14 minus 5.19. And we're going to get 8.81. So we're going to put 8.81 here. And now, since we know that the pH is 8.81, we know that this is a base. Okay, so since we know that that's a base, now this is what we have to do. Now, we can do the same thing that we did before, and then just to find out what that is. So we're going to take our 8.81, we're going to do 10 raised to the 8.81. And I did that wrong. 10 raised to the negative 8.81. And then mine just come up with, because I don't have my other calculator, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm just going to put 2 times 10 to the negative 9 right here for that. And then for our POH, I'm going to do 10 raised to the negative 5.19. And then here we're going to get 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 5. And that's going to be 6.46 times 10 to the negative 6 power. And so that is how we do that. So I did 1 and 3 for acid and for a base. So you guys can get and understand all of that. Now, let's take a look at another one. And now we're going to go back to line number 2. So we'll put number 1, number 2 here. And we'll do that one in blue. Okay, so for line number 2, we got 3.89 times 10 to the negative 4 molar. So that's what we got here. Now, how do we do that? How do we find this? We take the negative log of this number. So we're going to do the negative log, and it's in parentheses, 3.89, and then we'll do times 10 raised to the negative 4, close parentheses. And then you should get a pH of about 3.41. So this is for line number 2. So your pH is 3.41. Now, since we got the pH of 3.41, we know that this is an acid. Okay, now, since we know that, now let's find our pH and our POH. Now, for our POH, this is very simple. This is not hard calculations. What we're going to do is, right here, we're going to do 14 minus 3.41. And so, it's 14 minus 3.41. And we're going to get 10.59 here. And then for our OH minus, we just want to do 10 raised to the negative 10.59. And you should get 2.57 times 10 to the negative 11. And these are all molarities right here. Now, is there any questions that you guys may have? And I'm going to look at my chat real quick. Any questions thus far on how to do this part? Let's see, which one? I want to do one more to make sure you guys understand this. Let's see. Let's just do the fourth line, and I think that should be good. So let's do line number 4. Right there. So line number 4 is 4.88 times 10 to the, that's negative 6. Polarity there. Now, we're going to do that. Now, we need to find what this is. Now, with that one, we're going to have a negative log, and we're going to have 4.88 times 10 raised to 86. And for that POH, I get 5.31. All right, so that's your POH for that one. Now, I know from seeing the POH that this should be a base because the POH is low. So if the POH is low, you know your pH should be high. So take a look at this. So you got 14 minus 5.31. That should give you 8.69. So 8.69 should tell you that this is a base. Now, since we don't fill that in, now the only thing we got to do is get our hydronium ion. Now, for that, the simple thing we're going to do is take 10, raise it to the negative of 8.69. And that one is about the same. They're just saying 2 times 10 to the negative 9 molar. And with those numbers being so close, yeah, that should be about it. It may be longer than that or smaller because of the fact that I'm using this calculator. And if you use UTI 84, I can't find my silver one, but this battery's dead. But if you use these, you will get a more accurate number. But I don't care what calculator you use, just as long as you do it. And if you get this, that's fine. So any questions about that, let me know in the chat if you have any questions. But that is how you do this. Like I said, I'll post this worksheet up so that you guys can see this particular worksheet. Like I said, you're going to have a chart And then this worksheet also have questions on there that is like word questions that you have to do the ice table on. We're gonna do that as well. I'm gonna try to see can I work a few more of these so to make sure you guys are on a good track with this. So I'll probably put up about 2 more lines of this, and then that should be good, and that's what we're gonna do today. Um, like I said earlier, your labs and all of your labs, you guys, they are not due until the 20th. So you can do one a week. Don't wait till the last minute to do all of them. Some of the video range from 3 minutes to 25 minutes. So don't wait till the last minute to do it, but they are all due on the 20th of April. So make sure you go ahead and do those. Your exam dates have already been put in, so you should know those already. Like I said, the quizzes are going to open up a little later, so you can start working on that. And I'll give you some hints on what you should know and cover what type of problems to look for. I'll make sure I put something up to give you a little bit more of what I'm looking for this test. Okay, let's work out a few more lines of this. I'm thinking I can fit about 2 to 3 more lines on here. And then that's all what we're going to do today is really focusing on this. On Tuesday, like I said, I'm going to post this worksheet as well. I want you guys to go through and work the worksheet. So I'm going to post the first part, the first couple of pages of the worksheet, and then I will post the answers to them as well. I want you to go through and work it. Don't just sit there because the numbers that I have on this, I changed the number. So you need to know how to do this. Just as long as the numbers are within range, but if you need to know how to do this. So make sure you know how to do the calculations because I may give you this with the molarities and ask you for the pH in the word problem that have the ice table with it. So I need you to make sure that these calculations you know how to do. So if you got questions, please let me know. You got to know how to do these calculations. Let's do a few more. Let's see which one that I want to do. Okay. Let's do, and they go down the row. Let's do the, well, let's do number 5. I wanted to do one that was hard. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, I want to do the one with 3.82 in it. So the one that got 3.82, that should be right about 14. And it's just the line that got 3.82 as the POH. So 3.82. Now, with that one, like I said, we're going to start it off the same way, 3.82. So 14 minus 3.82. So see here, low, this should be high, so this should be a base. So 3.82, 14 minus 3. That's going to give you 10.18. Ooh, yeah, that is a base. So that's what that is right there. Now, so 10.18, that is a base. Now, let's get our molarities. So with our molarities, we're going to do 10 raised to a negative 10.18. And this will give you 6.61 times 10 to the negative 11th power. All right, and then now we're going to do 10 raised to the power of negative 3.82. And that should give you 1.51 times 10 to the negative 4. So that's that one, and then I want to do one more. I want to do the 7.49. So which one is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to do line number 10. Okay, line number 10 is our last one that we're going to do for today. Now, line number 10 have 7.49 times 10 to the negative 6 on there. Now, let's take a look at that. So what I'm going to do is the negative log of 7.49 times 10 raised to the negative 6. And then for that one, I get a pH of 5.13. So with the 5.13, we got an acid. Now, I will give you a hint. On this sheet, there will be a few that's going to be slightly basic or slightly neutral that is going to be hovering around 7. So usually if you got something that is hovering around 7, it's either going to be slightly basic or slightly neutral. Or well, not slightly neutral, or slightly basic or slightly acidic. So you'll see those on there as well. So you may have one on there that may be around 7.02 or something like that. All right, with that, we got 14 minus 5.13. And that gives you 8.87 right here. And with that, 8.87, and then we're going to do 10 raised to the negative 8.87. And so that one, if you got a nice calculator, so that was just 1.0 times 10 to the negative 9. And that's an acid. And so I have done 6 of these on the worksheet for you. Like I said, I will post this one really quickly to see if there are any other questions. But this math part, you need to know how to do, because later on, if I give you pH, you need to know how to work that and everything. One other calculation that I want to do really quickly, so you guys can know how to do this. Make sure you got this. I don't have my phone. So let me grab my phone so I can take a picture of this, and I will post this so you guys can have it. So I'm gonna grab my phone so you guys can have a picture of this so that you can see this, and I'll post this up on Canvas as well with the sheet. Oh, better yet, the sheet will have the answers on it, so you'll have this. So I don't have to worry about that. But these are the ones I went over. If you guys got any questions, hit me up on the chat real quick to let me know. So I just wanted to see if you guys understand this. Now, one of the things that I didn't get a chance to go over when we met face to face was case of W, case of A, and case of B. Now, so we got case of W, we got case of A, and case of B. Now, the relationship between these two is case of W is equal to case of A times case of B. Now, with that being said, give me just a second. All right, just a second. I'm trying to pull up another worksheet for you guys real quick. I have to do something. Okay. All right, so KW is case of A times case of B. So we know that case of W is 1 times 10 to the negative 14. That's what we know what case of W is. So if you have case of W and you have either case of A or case of B, you can solve for either one of those. So let's do a couple of calculations. So I want to do a few of those. So let's just say we have a case of A that is equal to, here's a common one, 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5. And that's case of A of acetic acid. So let's just say if we got that, what is case of B? So what we will do is, we know what case of A is, we know what case of W is. This is a known constant. We'll put this over here, 1.0 times 10 to the negative 10. And then let's solve for that so we know how to do this. So, because some of the questions that I will give you, and you guys know me, I like to give little part equations. So, how would you solve for this? These are some pretty simple equations. So, right here, you got case of W. So, if we substitute it in, so we got 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14 is equal to 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5. And we're just going to put times case of B. Now, with that being said, this is what you do. You do 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14 divided by 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5. That is going to give you case of B. And so if you do that on your calculator, make sure you use parentheses, times 10 And so when you do that, you should get 5.56 times 10 to the negative 10 power. That gives you case of B. So, and then you can do the same thing if you got case of B. So I'm going to do one more calculation with the case of B, because I want you to know that that may be thrown in there as well. So let me know if you got any questions about this. But case of W, and this is only at 25 degrees Celsius. So when it's at room temperature, this is what happens. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry about that. Let me, camera went out. So here, right here, case of W is equal to case of A times case of B. You got 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14. Here is equal to 1.8 times 10 to the negative 5 times case of B. Now, when you do that, you just divide, and when you divide, that is equal to case of B. And then you got 5.56 times 10 to the negative 10. That'll give you your case of B. Now, for your case of W, it is only at 25 degrees Celsius. We're only talking about it when it is in water. So make sure you get that and understand that. I'll upload the video. You can go back and review these. And make sure the videos are on Dr. Wanda Jones class videos. You guys got a playlist that have the videos of the classes on there. And I'll be putting some other videos up too to help you guys. So that's that for this question right here. Let me see if we can do one more with a case of B. And then that's all that I'm going to have for today. And then on Tuesday, we're going to do some ice tables. So I just want to have the board clear for the ice tables. So let's do one more problem related to this. I'm going to leave my 1.0 times 10 to the 14 up there. I'm going to take this off. Okay, so let's do one that we got a case of B. Now, let's just say we have a case of B that is to B is, let's see, this is right 2.5 to the negative, let's say 8. It's case of B. Now, we want to find case of A. So in this case, we're trying to look for case of A. This is what we're looking for. All right. With that, this is what we're going to do. We're going to basically go, this is equal to case of A times 2.5 times 10 to the negative 8. All right, we're going to do the same thing here. 1.0 times 10 to the negative 14 divided by 2.5 times 10 to the negative 8 will give you case of A. Now, we do that on our calculators again. Ten raised to the negative 14. Those parentheses, and that's going to be divided by 2.5 times 10 raised to negative 8. Those parentheses. And then you're going to get for your case of A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And I'm just going to put 4.0 times 10 to the negative 7. And that gives you your case of A. And so I just wanted to make sure these are some simple calculations. You may see some of these calculations even in the multiple choice, because it may ask you what is the pH of this, if you got the pH of that, what is the pH of this molarity, and all of that. So I want you to be familiar with the calculations, because you may see some of those calculations even in a multiple choice. Like I said, once I'm done, I'm going to post that worksheet. It's going to have the actual sheets with the actual answers on there. Please go through, work those out. Those are so important so that you know how to do that. Because like I said, on the multiple choice, you may have some questions like that, and you need to know how to do those little short, quick calculations. You may see one like this that may be in the multiple choice. So not only just questions, but you may actually see some of these small calculations in the multiple choice. So I wanted you to make sure that you guys know how to do this and everything. Like I said, if you got any questions, send me your emails. Like I said, I'll try to do more of this as a review and shoot some videos so that you guys can help. I may even work out an ICE problem and just put up a video so you guys can understand what I'm going to be looking for and everything. You guys have a great weekend. Study test is next week, next Thursday. So make sure if you got any questions, even if I have to be up in the middle of the night and the kids are asleep and you need me to go over some more of these, please do let me know. And I don't mind doing that at all. Since I got my setup here at home, I can do this and go over some of these problems with you. If there's anything else, that's all that I have for today. I just wanted to go over these calculations with you. Like I said, your quizzes are going to be open. Your labs are posted. No lab practicum final, so you guys don't have to worry about that because y'all did one at midterm, and considering the situation, I'll just threw that out, as I said. So you're going to be seeing changes of that on your syllabus. So I'm going to update the syllabus with that online. So I'm just throwing that out. And like I said, be looking for additional problems on Newton in Pearson. I am going to just cut that stuff back That's not going to be done until the end of the semester. Those are going to be good practice for you to do those. So make sure you work on those worksheets, you work on these problems, and be ready. And like I said, as far as your final, I'm going to look at those topics. I'm going to make sure those topics are covered or have been covered and review those topics. I will give you hints on those topics, what those topics will look like for your final. If we be back, it'll be okay. You'll have the standardized test. If we don't be back, you will have it online, but the questions will look very similar to a standardized test. I miss you guys. I'm gonna go check on the boys because they sound like they are wrestling upstairs. So I'm gonna go check on them real quick, and I will see you guys later. Bye.